Alright, what's up guys? We got the face cam back. Today we're up against the Syndicate. Not familiar with these guys, but they are a Platinum 1 Alliance, and guess what? So is 4 Loki. We are 0-3 entering this war. We have been pretty bad. Last war we kind of got our shit together a little bit, but we ended up losing on a tie. We unfortunately had our best war of the season against a good alliance that wasn't messing around. We blew 2 opportunities in the first 2 wars to get wins, yada yada. Alright, I have only got 2 fights in this war, but they're both fights that I was very scared of. So we've got a Nova on node 24. I'm going to be using Doom. I know that Archangel is also a very strong option there. We did have an Archangel going that way, but that person was unavailable for a while until, pretty late. And also it's one of those fights I was just thinking, you know what, this could go wrong with Bubble Shield and stuff if that person isn't on their reparry game. Whatever. So anyway, I'm like, look, I'll take it with Dr. Doom. I can't imagine, even with high ground and even with the shocks, and that speeds up the high ground process, I can't imagine a fully boosted Dr. Doom can't get through it. I'm comfortable repairing, which is something that I'll need to have. It's got guidance on there. And, Doom is, of course, shock immune, so he doesn't have to worry about EMP modification. And yeah, I don't know. So I was like, all right, cool. We'll do it. It's going to be all right, I think. And then the second fight is a MODOK on node 53 stun reflection. That's why I'm bringing in Killmonger. I mentioned, I can't remember if it was the last video or the video before, but I have recently mentioned that we just moved my Killmonger off of defense for the first time, literally since I ranked him up, which was, a while ago. Liza ranked up her Killmonger so that, we could free mine up for attack. And specifically for MODOK bosses and then on node 53 as well. So, alright, we'll talk about that later, but here's this fight. We start off with the easy parry there. You guys can see the high ground timer is moving faster than it normally would. Now, I am going to throw my SP2 without aura up because Nova reduces unblockable attacks, the attack rating of unblockable attacks by 70%. So if you're fighting Nova, I do not want to Doom Cycle in this fight. I know you can certainly Doom Cycle elsewhere, but the Fury would play into that the power node buff. I can't, I don't know what it's called. But, alright, so here he's got 3 high ground charges. We've also got 3 brute force charges. There we're up to 5. I slow roll that so I can get up to my SP1, just to reduce his power a little bit. I am going to throw this, and you guys can see that the damage is just literally nothing. I barely did anything there. Alright, so we are looking really strong here. I dex the first beam, and then I take the second 2 beams on the block, and I lose 40% of my health because of high ground. I'm able to get the SP1 dex off, so I would say that I played that fight 98% perfectly. The only thing that I could have done better in that fight is fully dexed all 3 beams of his SP2, which I tried in duels and I'm just not 100% on. So I wasn't able to do it, but we get out of there with 55% health. That's what happens against high ground. I think it's a good matchup as long as you can dex the SP1s. Yeah, and then there, you guys saw that we actually had 1 move up in section 2 or in path 2, but nobody was up there. I actually was able to use my energy to go up to that fight and then backtrack to save Vega in energy. He was taking that path because other people had moved to my mini fight. So we were just able to kind of fabricate an extra energy for Vega. He's going to be clearing all of the left side of Mini Island by himself with Archangel, and then he's got a Weapon X boss with Archangel. So it was important to be able to save him in energy. Alright, so here we go. We've got Killmonger. I brought Void specifically for the very high chance that I screw up at least once in this fight and get parried. Void does provide a 35% chance for Killmonger to automatically purify a debuff. And then he would regenerate, I think, 5% of his health or something like that. Okay, so I start with the PS1 here. It's really, you know, just kind of a safety net for me. It's definitely not necessary. What I need to do, I'm just doing light or medium light into his auto block until that shield goes away. Just got to push him to the bar of power. Once I do that, obviously you have to dex it, get that true strike. Now you're good to go. So I'm going to throw off my SP1s here. And now I've got 2 counterpunch charges. There I use 1 up. I'm going to throw another SP1, gain 2 more counterpunch charges. When he gets to the SP1, definitely you just want to back off, dex it. I do like playing him kind of the backdraft style here. But another thing to keep in mind here is if you manage your combos correctly, as I screwed up there, and then I screwed up there. So very nice. Overall, though, the damage is great. And I'm looking good. I've got another True Strike up. I'm just going to keep recycling my SP1s. I have no interest in the SP2 or the SP3. Alright, so this fight is going really well. I just need to not parry him on accident. And yeah, it's going to happen every time. So I'm fortunate to get out of that, but now I'm in a situation, really, I blew that counterpunch charge. I've got 1 left, but he's got 4 high ground passives. So at this point, anything into my block, I'm going to be taking a couple thousand damage. So I was able to get off the intercept, which is critical, another intercept, and I'm able to finish the fight. I love that matchup. I love the fight. I am very confident against MODOK. I just made that one mistake where I parried. I mean, I made a couple mistakes, but that was the big mistake that kind of threw everything off track. We did end up losing this, or winning this war, I'm sorry. Barely. But, I mean, a win is a win. Again, we are not in form right now. 10 deaths is really not acceptable for a Masters level alliance, or an alliance that wants to be Masters level. And right now, we're not a Masters level alliance. We are in Platinum 1. That's pretty much where we deserve to be. We've had 1 good war that we lost on a tiebreaker. And the other 3 wars, we have hit double digits in our deaths, which is just not good. I do want to shout out, this is not to shit on the other groups, but I do want to shout out BG3 has been phenomenal this season. We have died fewer than 2 times, or 2 or fewer times in every war this season. We just got to get our act together as an alliance. But anyway, that is it, guys. Hope you liked the video and the 2 fights. Hope they're at least informative in some way. And leave a like and a comment. I will catch you in the next war video.